love you too.
This is fun. Just glad to have all these like cool experiences with you.
I know. I never want to stop doing that with.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book 91. We're giving you an episode 7 breakdown. Let me just say this first and foremost. This particular episode was very interesting because people were crashing out and I don't understand what was going on. Like, I don't know if they got the memo to crash out, but so many people were crashing out. We had Megan. I'm being crash out as being very loose wording here. Really and truly, Megan had a moment where she felt some type of way, and I'd love to get your opinions if you're here live with me, what you thought about the Megan and the Jordan situation, because I can understand that Jordan might have been a little bit more too, doing a bit too pally, boy, whatever. But to be called annoying, I just think to myself that was a little bit rude. I also think that also is belittling. Imagine if a man comes and says his girlfriend's annoying because she's chilling with the girls and having a laugh and a joke with the girls. I think we would have some problem with that, and rightly so, because again, it would look like policing the person's response. I actually believe that Jordan needs to put some good firm boundaries and let her know you can feel whatever you want to weigh. There's a way to tell me some things, and number 2, don't police how I want to be. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna chill with the boys and I'm gonna have a laugh and a joke, I don't understand why you're telling me I'm annoying by just having fun. And that's when I realized some people are not happy because they themselves cannot be free. Megan gives me somebody who can't be free. So because she can't be free, she has to restrict you too. She has an image in her head of what a power couple looks like, and she's forcing it. I need it to stop. I need Jordan to just let her have a regulation and boundary and say, hey, babe, let me be me. You know what I'm saying to you? Then we also had Joey and Madison. Now, this issue between Joe and Madison, that crash out, I can understand why Madison felt some type of way, because when I really look at the situation, he was drunk and he was waking up, but he was disorientated. Not only was he disorientated, it was like he was having an episode. You know what I mean? Like, he was like not remembering things. He'd be asking 4 or 5 times. But then again, I don't hang around people that are drunk. So I don't know if this is a regular behavior or whether drunk people do this regularly. It just felt a little bit off, and I can understand why she felt some type of way. But it's one of those drunk things where it's like, you can't take that person seriously because they're drunk, and it's like they're not in the right mind right now. And what he really needed to do was to sleep it off. In all honesty, he just needs to sleep it off, let him go to bed, and let him come back stronger tomorrow. That's what I felt like was really needed in this particular scenario and situation. We'll talk about them a little bit later as well. Then we had obviously Nick and Anna. Anna crashed out. I mean, she self-sabotaged. She crashed out on a major level. I've got a video coming out. Oh no, I think a video already came out about that as well earlier on. She crashed out, and I get it, because she was afraid, she was scared of being abandoned. She was hearing him say, I've got the man them telling me about they're not ready for marriage, and all she's hearing is, so you're not ready for marriage too. And then it just spiraled from there. And I can understand the fear she had in her heart in that space as well, as to why she kind of spiraled out in that place as well. Then we got obviously my last one. Is KB and Edmund. Now, they weren't really featured in episode 7 as much. I will be doing episode 8 probably tomorrow as well, because I haven't finished watching that. But what I found about KB and Edmund on this episode, Edmund obviously apologized. I kind of apologized. More of a case of, sorry, I shouldn't say apologize. He didn't apologize. He understood. He was like, look, I get it. I know why you wanted to be waiting for marriage. And he seemed very understanding. I guess drink will do this to people. I think people need to stop the drinking, but then it's lovers blind. That's how they get their views. They get people drunk. Couldn't get me that way because I don't drink. But I get it. The drinking does that to people. It makes them feel some type of way and makes them go into a particular space. So that's what we're probably seeing. That's what we're probably hearing from the Edmund and the KB situation as well. But look, let's break down some stuff that happened on this episode and get you some deeper insights into what I believe was happening in these scenarios. Let's deal with, first and foremost, Nick and let's deal with Joe and Madison, and see how we can break them down in terms of helping you guys well. Please, if you're here, do me a massive favor, like it, share, and subscribe to this particular channel. And also, if you do me a massive favor, hype the video up. It gets it out to more people. More people get to be engaged with it. More people get to be blessed by the work that we are actually doing on here as well. It's also a great way to say that you enjoy the content and you love it. You're getting some actual benefits from it as well. But let's look at this particular scene here as well, okay?
It's funny, but it's not, I mean...
What?
It's fucking no way. I feel, I can't believe you're doing this right now. Like...
Me?
I just, yeah.
Okay, so this moment here between Joe and Madison, we have to remember that this came from a place of episode 6 where they were already drinking earlier on. Joe was being very fruity, very flavorsome, very much a bouncy castle everywhere with the lads, right? And he then halfway through the thing just said, I want to go home. I want to go to where I'm going to. I need to go just rest up because there's a lot going on in my head. Okay. So that all happened. He then goes to bed and she obviously, Madison comes in and, she wants to check up on him and he's waking up. As he's waking up, he's then also he's also disorientated. He's drunk. He's sleepy. He's tired. And it's just a really bad combination. And in that space, he's repeating things. He's not cognizant. Now, did he say anything mean? No. Madison, though, the problem with what happened here is that Madison was looking for something that wasn't going to happen right now. Madison wanted this affection. She wanted reassurance. And your boy is drunk. You ain't going to get that from him. Okay? All right? She started crying outside, which, again, I really do understand because she was a little bit confused and disorientated, but she starts crying outside. And then she wants him to be as caring and as affectionate. Bro is not in that space, bro. He's drunk. Sis, go to bed too. Tell him to go to bed and you go to bed too, because this ain't going to happen tonight, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? This is how relationships can get ruined over silliness. Like, nothing's going to be done in this space. You're both drunk. He's drunk. He's trying to sleep. He's doing drunk behavior. He gets up and he's like, do we have any food? And I can understand why she felt that way, because as she finally got into bed, yeah, and slunk with him, finally, he was like, I want some food.
I'm doing this?
Yes.
Okay, Joe, I am not gonna sit here while you tell me that I'm doing something to you when I've done nothing but come in and care.
I was asleep.
Boy is just trying to say to her, listen, I was asleep. You disturbed me. You've now woken me up. You want me to be active. You're being annoying. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was feeling like it being a little bit annoying because it's like, I'm sleeping. I'm trying to get my rest. I'm trying to recover. I did the most sensible thing. I left you at the party because I knew I was drunk. I was out of my mind. I drank way too much. I just needed to rest. And so actually in this space, I'm not blaming necessarily Madison, but I'm telling Madison, listen, babe, the boy needed to rest. And what you were searching for, you couldn't get out of him because he's not sober. And so in that place, the very thing you're wanting is now going to be the very thing that's going to cause an issue between you and him, simply because your timing and your season is all off. She needs to go to bed. That's all she needs to do. And would have saved a whole lot of stuff, but she was trying to reason with somebody who's drunk. How can you reason with a fool? He's drunk. Sis, you've added more sorrow to yourself.
Okay, you were asleep. You know what? I'm gonna go sleep in another room then, because you can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe you're doing this.
And that's why he can't believe you're doing it, because he was asleep. And the reason why she's doing it is because you've got an anxious disposition. Your need for reassurance and your need to be close to him at all times is a problem. Sis, it's not going to harm you. Go into bed and sleeping it off until the morning and then wake up in the morning more refreshed, more sober-minded. But you wanted to have the intimacy, the time, the emotional aspect. You wanted to be close to him, and he does not have the capacity for it. And actually, it's kind of scary. I'll tell you why it's scary. If a man was to do what she did, where his girl was drunk and he's trying to continually force to have conversation and trying to interact with her, would say, isn't that controlling? Isn't that man being too much? Now, we're not going to say the same thing about Madison. I understand, because again, double standards are really here. But you'd easily say that person's probably been a little bit controlling. Oh, he looks like he's going to be controlling later on in a relationship. Why is he trying to have... We start saying those things because we recognize that she is incapacitated. All she needs right now is for you just to be a sensible individual for her so that she can rest. But that's not what happened here with Joe. Okay? He was disoriented and out of the bag. At that point, she said, okay, Joe, go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. He didn't cuss her out. He wasn't rude. He didn't say anything nasty. Literally, boy was just disorientated. This should have never got to this level at this point in time. Okay, it got to this level because Madison was hoping for too much in a space where he was not capable to do so. Okay. Now we got all the tears and the waterworks, and now we're crying and all that kind of stuff. And bro, I'm just like, oh man. And the boy's he has not got the capacity that night to now even, try to care for her or whatever. He just wants rest. He's too drunk to deal. Now she's crying. Like now I have to look after you. You know what I mean? I did the sensible thing. I looked after myself. I went to bed. I left you at the party because it was too much. And now you're crying. Now I've got to look after you in my drunken state. I'm not going to do that. I'm not even coherent. You know? So this is the lesson here is time and season for everything. Don't let your anxiety and your anxiousness and your fear of abandonment drag you into a space where you're now trying to engage with somebody who's not engageable right now. They're unavailable right now. They're not ready. They're not able to have this conversation with you right now. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Right? And yeah, she did start spiraling, and she spiraled because that's an anxious spiral. An anxious spiral, people who are anxious attachments, they spiral because their fear is abandonment. Their fear is they're not going to be liked. Their fear is if the person is not always happy-go-lucky, that there must be something going to change. Something's happening here. I have to get on top of it. And she didn't realize that actually it just wasn't the right time. Boy just wants to go to sleep. Now he's sleep deprived. Okay. All right. Boy just wants to go to sleep. Of course, he apologized later on and they had their conversation. But let's have a look at Anton and Ali a little bit as well.
And I guess I would, but
Yeah.
but no, I never have.
Anybody put makeup on you?
No,
No?
no. See, I look like the kind of guy that wears makeup.
No, but
Okay. Anton and Ali, there wasn't much that was being said here. I won't lie to you. I didn't have many notes for them in regards to their relationship in that space. And I can't remember if it was this episode or the last episode where she talked about a 10K ring. It might have been the last episode. It might not have been this particular episode where she said about a 10K ring. But you know, they seem to be of good vibes, good energy, good cheer right now. In episode 8, it does flip a little bit, but of course, here, it just seemed to be just good vibes, good energy. Nobody's making any madness. They seem to be enjoying each other's company. It seems very cool. I am a little bit scared. Can I be honest with you? Rose, thank you. Thank you, Rose. That's exactly how I felt about Anton and Anthony. I feel like she's consistently always trying to I feel like she's always trying to test him. And I think that is a problem. Now, of course, this happens more in episode 8, which I'll do a breakdown tomorrow. But when that 10K ring thing she said, again, it was her testing him. Okay. And so when I see Ali, I'm asking myself, okay, women or men that test people, they usually do like the person, but they're testing them because they feel unsure and they feel unsafe. But people can test you even when they don't really like you. And I'm wondering, does she really like this man? You know, I'm actually asking that question because everything seems to come back to money. Everything seems to come back to money. I'm asking myself, does she really like this man now she's seen him? But again, they didn't have much on this episode. So I will leave it there. I won't talk too much about them, and I'll leave it there for them. Okay. Let's talk about another couple who were on this episode because we need to talk about this situation here. Okay. Megan and Jordan, they need to be spoken about because what the heck is going on here? Megan and Jordan, I need to talk about them. Okay. Because it's wild. All right. It's very, very wild.
I need you to communicate.
Oh.
can I?
Sorry, I'm all over the place there. Apologies, guys. Okay, Megan and Jordan. Okay. Megan and Jordan, here's the thing. You know what's really interesting is how we were hot on Leo a season ago about how much that man talks about money. Now, I'm not saying I haven't seen videos, but I'm saying to you the amount of stress people put Leo through last year because he only spoke about money, and the way that we're okay with Megan talking about money every single goddamn time is nuts to me. Because she leads with money. Everything about her is money, 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 more money. So this relationship with Jordan is interesting because Jordan hasn't got the money like that. And you can tell instantly that Jordan's more focused on the experience. Okay. All right. So I knew straight away that something not quite right.
And I feel like everybody else was that and we weren't.
What? Really? Interesting. Why did you feel that way though? Like you felt like Joe and Madison were the power couple?
No.
Here's the truth. Okay, here's the truth. And this is often why, with this is my personal opinion, this is often why women can't date men that they earn less than them. She doesn't have respect for that man. I'm going to tell you the truth. She doesn't. I'm going to tell you why. Because, see, for a lot of women, to go in, to get that amount of money, they have to hustle. And to hustle, you have to hustle with other Negroes. Those other Negroes are cutthroat, and they're probably misogynistic, some of them too, right? So you really are battling out there. It's hard to be back in. It's hard to do that all day, come back into your feminine emotional state and be able to relax and allow the man to take over. It's hard to be in that place because if you're consistently doing that at work, it's hard to let go when you're at home, right? So the difficulty is respecting somebody who doesn't earn as much as you. It's a massive thing. It's a massive thing because it becomes a power dynamic. It becomes a power play. Right. So when she's out here doing this and she's looking at him, I just knew she was saying in her head, she was cussing him out in her head. You know what I mean? As she looked at him, she was cussing him out in her head. But this power couple thing, what is a power couple here? We're conquering universes with finances? Because I don't think that's Jordan. I think you got the wrong person. If you were looking for the power couple financially like that, you got the wrong person. She should have chose Mike. And here's the thing about why she didn't choose Mike. I'll tell you why she didn't choose Mike. Now, first of all, Mike might be a scammer, so I mean, she's good she didn't choose him. I think she didn't choose Mike because of power dynamics again. Tyler's water is good. I think she chose Jordan because she felt like she would have more power over Jordan than she would over Mike. Mike gives her the energy that you can't run me. Jordan does. Now, that's a bigger problem. That's a really bigger problem. And I'm telling you, the reason why it's an even bigger problem is because that's all about control. She wants to be able to have control. So she chose him on purpose. And the trouble with that is you're going to end up demeaning him and disrespecting him. Okay? That's why we're now telling him is annoying. Do you know who's annoying to you when you haven't met them for very long? People you don't like. People you don't like are annoying to you early on. Right? People that you don't like are usually people that are annoying are usually people that you don't like very early on, but you haven't sussed it yet. You haven't clocked it yet. It hasn't sunk in yet. I'm not saying that your partner can't be annoying, but this early on, they're already annoying. I said, trust me, the reason why they're annoying is because, bro, you don't like that man. And you're starting to spite, you're annoyed at yourself. You're annoyed at yourself. Okay?
You felt like KB and Edmund were the power couple.
I don't know. Like, I thought it was all jokes and like you were trying to be funny and fun with the guys, and I get that that's you.
Be there for what's there to be there for? What is there to be there for, Megan? What are you talking about? I need you to be there for me. What she did, and I think it's a little bit manipulative, personally. It's my personal opinion. I think it's a little bit, and this is why I said that. You see, men and women are both, you see, sometimes you don't see the women's manipulation, you always see the men, because the men, they seem to be obvious, but this is a little bit manipulative. Let me tell you why it's a little bit manipulative. She wrapped the real excuse around, I want you to be there for me. Because he was there. Him joking with the boys is your real issue. You don't like the way he was talking with the boys. You think it's a bit ruffian. You think it's a little bit ghetto. You think it's a little bit, he's a little bit too jovial with the man them, yeah? Especially old boy Joe, yeah? But there's nothing, okay? Nothing about what you're saying. And you're saying, oh, I need to be there for me. Where was he not there for you? Because when we saw you in episode 6, the reason why you were annoyed at him is because he was having too much jokes with the man them. You want to be like KB and Edmond. Edmond's all over KB. I don't know if you even want that. So for me, okay, all right, I was looking at it like, yo, okay. I was like, nah, Megan, stop it. Because I think then what happened is obviously when this conversation took place, I want to just get to the fireplace. When this conversation took place, what Jordan was saying.
She's already like talking about selling the house in LA to buy a house in Denver.
Oh, really? Okay.
Dude, yeah, she's baller, dude. Crazy. Like, that was the last. That's a huge ask of
like a
her.
whole other aspect. Like,
Yeah.
It's huge variable.
And one person trying to figure it out, but then you have.
Okay, I didn't get the right clip. I want to get a clip. When he told the boys that she said that that she finds him annoying, he was hurt. He was hurt. I knew straight away. I said, "Oh, that old boy's hurt." I could tell. You know, when he, and I'll tell you this now, if your partner tells you you're annoying after 4 days, rather than saying, "Hey, I need a bit more space," or you know what, I need more affection, or you know, when you rephrase negatively, you don't win your partner. Oftentimes, you actually lose them. So let me give you a little bit of advice to anybody. When you want to criticize something, rephrase it positively, not negatively. Telling somebody they're annoying is rephrasing it negatively. Rephrase positively would have been like, hey, you know what? Here's what I need more of your time. Or, you know, when you joke, I love the joking because you're actually really, really funny and etc. etc. There are some times I want you to also be able to be serious with me, right? That's a positive reframe. You're still letting them know that they're fun, but telling them they're annoying. A man's on holiday. Man can't even enjoy the holiday, bro. She said that she said, you know, she said obviously that, you know, it is a time to be serious. Well, it wasn't there because he's being serious right now. You know what I'm saying, Chu? And here's the thing. He knows when to be serious because clearly he had a conversation with her just then and was being serious. Right? It was a very serious conversation they were having and he was having it. I don't think a brother suffers with not being able to know when serious conversation is happening.
We're the power couple.
No.
You felt like Gaby and Edmund were the power couple.
I don't know. Like, I thought it was all jokes and like you were trying to be funny and fun with the guys, and I get that.
So where should he have not been funny? If I'm out and about and we're socializing, I'm gonna be funny. I'm sorry, but you don't like the fact you don't like that personality part of him. You don't like it because you expect a certain level of demureness. But here he's been very serious. He's having a conversation. He's talking to you. He even told you that you can't be passive aggressive because you try to be passive aggressive when you try to be like, oh, I'm not sure what I'm feeling. He was like, well, you need to communicate. Was that not serious enough for you? So he does know time and season. It's that you don't want him to be in public. Look, let's be honest. Some people don't like their partners in public. They feel embarrassed by them. I need you to leave him alone. You hate that man. Leave him alone. Leave that man, Megan. You hate that man. Leave him alone. You hate that man. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Okay? Leave him alone. Okay? All right? Leave him alone. You hate him. And it's okay. Now they had a conversation about his daughter, which was just interesting.
You're already like that's been something I want to be a mom. I also don't want to like overstep and like step on your toes. I never want to be in a spot where it's like, oh, Megan, you shouldn't have done that.
Now Jordan did a really good job here. She was here spiraling again. She's about to spiral out of control again about how she wants to be a great mother and da-da-da. And then she starts crying as well, which is actually understandable again, because she was feeling emotional about being a mother and wanting to get it right. I'm not mad at it. Again, serious conversation. Again, time and season. Understood it. He supported her. He validated her. Told her, you'll be great. Don't worry. He then obviously made sure as well, hey, look, don't worry about spending £100 on Lego. Spend $1. She'll be fine. Like, he explained these things. And in reality, yeah, what we saw is a really strong, good conversation. And what I saw is she may miss out on a blessing here because she doesn't realize that he grounds her, number one. Number two, he understands experiences over money. It does feel like Megan throws money at things. Or my love language is gift giving. Is it? Sorry, I keep saying daughter, son. Sorry, apologies. I keep saying son. Apologies. I keep saying daughter. Apologies. You know what it is? I think I heard him say she. So that's why I wasn't even sure if he had a son or a daughter. My bad, guys. When he was explaining the way he said it, it was like he was saying she, but sorry, yeah, right. It's a son. But yeah, yeah. So you know, I feel like she throws money at the problem and not recognizing. That's why he told her, listen, Luca will be happy with going to the park. Luca will be happy with ice cream and it's gluten free. Luca wants experiences. I want experiences. And I think she will be blessed to hear to stay with him. She'll get a good life if she stays with him. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I didn't understand because I was like, bro, what is she talking about? Okay, cool, makes sense. You know, So yeah, she was spiraling out of control.
Or even good things, like you shouldn't have bought him this these clothes, or you shouldn't have bought him this gift or whatever.
Nothing needs to be forced. You don't need to buy him anything.
And again, I love the fact he said nothing needs to be forced. Okay, all right, nothing needs to be forced. The ex and myself got it handled. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? So again, very grounded. This is the way he handled it, very grounded, very respectful. She should stick with him. I'm telling you now, she already has all the money she needs. You should stick with this man. She should. Because I'm gonna tell her the truth. I'm not saying you can't get someone else. You probably can. What I'm saying to you is like, this kind of man here, even for Love Is Blind, is a rarity. Because on Love Is Blind, honestly, they be filled in the worst of Negroes. But this man here is grounded. He's speaking well. He listens. He pays attention. Okay, he didn't judge her. He was respectful. My God, you know. And so she needs to recognize she's not better than him. She better recognize quickly. Like, honestly, if there was other guys, I wouldn't say I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool, like they're okay, like, yeah, go elsewhere. But this one here, this is a gem. This is really what we call a good guy, because he's able to have boundaries. He's speaking to her, you know, he's able to have conversation. He doesn't get pressed too easily. Like, you know what I'm saying to you? He doesn't take himself too seriously. He has fun. He's the best sex you've ever had, sis. You better fix up and wake up. I think what's happening, can I be honest with you? Here's what I think is happening to Megan. I think she realizes just how good Jordan is, and it's scaring her. Because oftentimes, not all women, some women, and when I say some, it's not the majority, there are some women that go into relationships that think they're better than the man. And so usually what happens is they can play the victim. It's like, the men are usually the issue. But if you find a man that's actually good, you now have to step up. And I think that's what's happening to her. And I can't say this about all these, I can't say this about a lot of men on the show, because usually the men they pick some trash men on these shows. But on this particular aspect, for what I'm seeing right now in episode 7, for what I've seen, again, I'm not, in episode 8, I might change my mind. But for what I'm seeing in episode 7, the way he's handled affairs, this is somebody who's going to ask you to elevate, because they're going to ask you to say, put your wallet down. Money can't buy what we need to do here. It needs you to be present. It needs you to be focused. It needs you to be attentive. It needs you to be here. Yeah? I heard about some chicken smoothie he made. I know. I heard about that. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So I think he did well. I think he grounded her. And then he just validated her. I thought it was so good the way he did it. I don't know if it's a secure person, but it's the way he did it. He just did it so... You know, this is what we want to see from men in how they keep women safe. It's like the way he did it, you know?
I remember you going to that ice cream shop more than the time that you bought him the nice Lego set, you know?
Yeah.
So just remember that. Not to scare you, but like Luca's just the first step of the unknown. There's a bunch of unknowns, and we're going to go through that whole process together, which is like scary and nerve-wracking, but it's also exciting.
Man, the way he spoke right there, the way he just spoke and articulated that point about, you know, look, don't worry about it. There's going to be so many unknowns. You know, we're going to be so many unknowns. We're going to do so many things. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to be cool, you know? Okay? Like, it's cool. Like, really validated her. That's why she was able to kiss him after, because he really validated her, like, on a real. Like, and any man who's watching this, that is something you want to do. If your partner's begin to spiral, just validate them. Hey, I can understand why you are a little bit scared. I can understand why you are feeling some apprehension here. But let's let you know, listen, you don't have to do everything. We're here. We're as a team. We're working together. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, so yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Let's talk about the other couple. KB and... I mean, KB wasn't really involved too much, but KB and Edmund, let's talk about them a little bit as well. And then we'll go to Anna and okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely here for you. Like, I'm finally like happy to like actually do things with my girl, my best friend. So yeah, like I've been crazy.
I'll be your best friend. I want you around all the time. Cause I'll be your best friend. Say that you'll be mine. You say I'm just a friend. But girl, let's not pretend. I'll be your best friend. All right, cool. So KB and Edmund, let's be honest here. Obviously, after episode 6, the meltdown and the craziness of talking about the SEX and then having this dialogue after the next day, I appreciate the fact that Edmund was able to realize and recognize that her having the ability to be abstinent is not a problem. Okay, now I don't even want to give the excuse of the alcohol. I think the crash out was crazy. You know what I mean? And I would not be remiss if she decided to leave. Okay. I would not be remiss if she decided to leave. I was like, it wouldn't be a problem. I think as she was talking and just listening,
Even that, wanting it so bad. That's what I'm
not as
like
engaged.
dreaming for.
And I've been craving that too.
And you look so beautiful. And I wasn't expecting.
See the body language? You see the laugh that she had there? She's still thinking about it. And she told him as well. And fair play to KB. I want to be honest with you. Fair play to KB. She still let him know, hey, look, I'm still a little bit sore from the conversation we had the other day. And I needed a bit of time. She actually said that. So again, I respect that. And that's wonderful work, because in a relationship, at least if you're honest and say, hey, look, I don't want to pretend I'm good. I'm still a little bit off. Give me a bit of time. I'll recuperate. I can come back. I'm just a little bit distant because of what's happened. And what you don't want to do on the opposite side is overcompensate and be like, oh, just say you need to be comfortable in the discomfort and be like, you know what? Thank you for telling me that. I'm going to be here whenever you need to talk, whenever you want to just get some things on your chest. I'm also here to support you. Whatever you need from me, I'm good. I won't force it and I won't overdo it as well. Because what tends to happen for a lot of people who have an insecure attachment of some sort is that something like this happens and we do what we call a self-defense mechanism, which is, I will do whatever I can to make it up to you. And in that space, you can actually do more damage. Sometimes people just need space to recuperate, understand, and then also be able to come back to the playground. Okay, so she was real in that moment. She was honest in that moment. She articulated herself. Hey, I'm still feeling it. That allows him to know where he stands from there onwards. Very clear, very cut. And I have to appreciate that level of communication from KB in that space. It was very, very good to hear her say that as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
How many times have you been in love? How many times?
Like maybe twice.
So, and you can tell by her body language, she is being cold. Her looking at him and she's not as engaged, and that's okay. It's okay. I'm learning that the discomfort that happens, and you can voice it. It's not, and listen, again, honesty is also a powerful thing. You can say, hey, you know what? I am feeling a little bit discomforted by your discomfort, but I recognize you need your time and you need your space to be able to come back. So, if you see me like kind of, I'm just feeling a little bit discomfort because, I get a little bit scared myself, I don't like hurting you and I don't like seeing you upset, but I recognize you're going to need some time to recuperate from what I've done. And I'm respectful of that, right? You voicing that out is perfect. Okay. You voicing it out is perfect. It's actually how relationships should be. We need that level of depth and honesty, and that frees people, because then she also feels free enough to be able to, okay, I can be free, I can be upset, but I'm not punishing you, but I can be upset, and you're not going to try and drag me back into being nice. Because I've had a habit like that before. When you're uncomfortable, this is me personally, when I've been uncomfortable in the past about either whether it was my fault or not my fault, I have a habit of like being okay, let me raise your spirit. Let me make you happy. Let me try and do something that's going to make you smile. And what I recognize in that moment is I need to be okay and comfortable in the discomfort that I feel in that moment. That's regulation. Regulation's also been understood like, hey, look, I am uncomfortable with the fact that you're upset. I don't like seeing you upset, but I also need to recognize you need to be an independent individual to be able to process how you feel. You might need a day. You might need a few hours, you know what I mean? To just work it out in yourself and be able to. And when you give people that space, you give them time to be able to recuperate. Yeah, she did say on the interview that she sat on a balcony. I'll be honest with you, she sat on a balcony because she wasn't feeling him. Not because she doesn't feel him like that, but she probably felt unsafe. That's the honest truth. But she wouldn't say it. You know what I mean? I think she was protecting him, being protective of him. But the reality is, there's no reason for you to go out there unless you're annoyed, frustrated, pissed off, or you felt unsafe. And it was to do with what he said. Because on a normal day, you're not going to go on a balcony. Maybe you thought he would touch you. Maybe you thought that he wouldn't be sensible. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe the trust has been broken because of what he said. Because you were lying in that bed comfortably as you're shooting a film. Right? So after that conversation, what's changed? What's changed is that his need and want for it made you feel unsafe, made you feel like, you know what, maybe he just wants me for sex, whatever, made you angry, and you thought to yourself, let me be sensible and let me leave. The new KB, as she says, leaves when things like that happen and not stay and try to do any madness. You know what I mean? And I respect that, and I have to go with it. You know what I mean? And I think she's fair enough to do that, you know? You know, yeah, and that's a very fair point. She may also feel like she knows what happens to a black man when you say you feel unsafe. I'm not, and I mean, that's why I want to give her so much grace, because as much as I don't think her choices are correct, I think her choices are a little bit mad. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the choice of Edmund's a bit mad, but I have to give her grace to say, like, I think that we don't know, but it may be also playing on her mind, knowing that a black man, and she seems somebody who wants to protect black people as well. So I can recognize that and give her grace on that as well, you know. But she had every right to want to sleep on a balcony, right? I'm surprised she wanted to sleep on a balcony. She said obviously the balcony had a lot of things there, so cool in it. But I'm surprised she didn't request for him to go and sleep on a balcony, you know. So I hear it, you know. I hear it. Yeah, it's not easy. But she definitely was distant in that space, and I could feel, you could feel it. The energy shifted for her, you know, and I felt for it.
I love.
All right, let me leave them anyway. Let's move on from them. You know, let's have this conversation. Okay. All right, so Nick plus Anna. All right, Nick and Anna. Let's talk about this crash out, because boy, it was a thing of beauty. Crash out was crazy, bro. Had her saying all sorts of stuff in.
When you tell me things like that, I feel like you're trying to blow it up.
No, I'm not. I just want to make that like so clear. It's like you are like my person. Like it's like there's no fucking doubt in my mind. Like if I wanted to leave, like if I wanted to leave, like I go. All
right, so Nick and Anna. What's the biggest issue of Nick and Anna? Let me tell you what the biggest issue of Nick and Anna is. Okay, now apart from everybody thinking that Nick is gay, I'm not gonna say he is, because I haven't seen any of those qualities, but I can see how they can see that. You know, what I would say is Nick handled this like a pro. Like an absolute pro. Okay, we talk about men not being good, but these two men, Nick and Jordan, handle their women like pros. Okay, all right. The way that he stayed by her, the way that he never judged her, the way that he never raised his voice, the way that he never got too hyped at her, the way that he comforted her, the way that he wanted to be next to her, the way that he still spoke reassurance throughout the whole entire little scene, even when she was cussing him out. I mean, cussing him out is probably a strong word, but even when she was spiraling, bro was 17 Pro Max kind of logic. Okay, all right. Annie was definitely drunk. Okay, she was definitely drunk, and she was having a moment. The drink got into her system, and the anxiety met the drunkenness, and she spiraled. Okay, spiraled. She definitely was drunk. That was definitely drunk behavior, and she spiraled.
But
sure,
like you are not like something that like has to be in my life for me to like
you
survive. Like you know what I mean?
Very
and it's
clear.
like I fucking want you, Nick. Like I want you to be my husband. Like I want you to be my partner. Like
when she started saying, obviously, you know, I don't need you, I want you. I don't need you, I want you. Like, yo, B, it sounds great, but the way you're coming across, it sounds mad. Okay, You know, it sounds great, but it sounds a little bit mad. Okay, because sis, we know that you don't need him, but you telling him that in the heat of the moment of right now does seem a little bit mean. Does seem a little bit mean. And you were trying to be mean. You were trying to get at him. You were trying to get at him. You're trying to get a reaction. You're trying to get provocation. Okay, all right. And you were trying to incite him. He didn't take the bait. He handled you with care, with love, and appreciation. And he also held his boundaries very well. Yes, Dalia, absolutely. When he corrected her and said, "Hey, I don't," you know, in that moment he said, "Hey, I don't like the fact that you're, you know, saying something that I haven't said. I haven't said that." But even with all that, he said, "I haven't said that." He never said it in a rude way. He never said it in a nasty way. He never said it in a mean, derogative way. He just said, "Hey, I don't like the fact you're rewriting this." Okay. I don't like for you rewriting it. That's all. Very respectful, very calm, and I appreciate the way that he handled her spiraling. You know? Someone said, Joe don't like that girl. Well, maybe he doesn't. You know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't. You know? But he's not as invested as she's invested. That's the one thing that caused her to spiral. And she will spiral again. Because he doesn't like her right now as much as she likes him. And that's hard to take. What is that? Liquid gold. It's hard to understand, because when you like someone so much, you want them to like you too. When you like someone so much, you want them to like what you like. When you like someone so much, you want them to see the same way you see in them. And sometimes that can be very difficult. So I'm very much aware of that scenario, that scene. I'm very much aware, you know, as well. Yeah, he did say that. He did say that, didn't he, Dalia? That was the only part that was weird. That was the only part. He said, obviously, I won't be able to give you that reassurance after marriage. And I was like, are you saying that, you know, if you, I was like, wait, hold on. Why would you be getting married if you don't feel that way? Why would you be getting married if you know, if you can't? And I think, I don't know if he was talking to a general point of saying, I can't like keep reassuring you even in marriage, and that, you know, like, etc. I don't know if that was what he was saying, but I did remember him saying, I was like, oh, what I mean, Joe? What I mean, Nick? And I think anytime you have relationships, you do want to be able to support your partner and reassure them. Sometimes you do a little bit more than you want to, but it's a part of the process. And I think in other scenarios also too, there's situations where you look at it and you're like, okay, for me personally, okay, I need to be able to have a bit of freedom too, and not be lost in trying to keep on reassuring you and keep on saying these words to you and keep on propping you up. You know what I mean? So I can understand there can be a little bit of frustration in that place as well too, where you're consistently conditioned to apply and give reassurance. Wow. Now that's a point I never thought about, but it could be a possibility that Annie decided to have a fight with her partner because she heard everybody else is having fights and they got stronger. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. You'd be surprised what men and women will do in relationships, you know? So, yeah, I mean, the question is, I wonder if she wants him for him, or whether she wants a husband. And I question whether he actually wants her for her. You know, maybe there's someone else he wants or wanted, you know? Especially after his actual target in the pods was another woman, but she wasn't of the Christian faith. So I was like, okay, this can be a little bit techie. And look, he could be hiding behind the Christianity and being gay. You know, he could be hiding behind that. We don't know. But for now, I'm gonna say that, you know, he seems like a stand-up dude, and hopefully he's not on that side of the tracks, in a sense of to know that he doesn't hurt some other person. That's all. But listen, my time is up. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired, man. It's been a long day. But I appreciate y'all. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you again soon. Little black book. You know what time it is.